Well, I have a clip for you of a reporter confronting Kari Lake in an incredible fashion. Let me get this queued up. You might hear the beginning of the clip. There you go. And this interaction very much reveals, number one, all the stuff we've been talking about with Kari Lake, all of her lies and how she's just not able to provide evidence to back up her lies, making them lies. And also, whenever she gets backed into a corner, whenever she realizes she just has nothing, she can't actually defend what's been going on with all of her election lies and how she really just lost the election because she's so radical, it ends, as you'll see here, with her being childish, because that's all she has at the end of the day. Here.
Haley and Pompeo in there saying that we've lost 3 straight elections, that it's time to change the strategy, maybe appeal out to more moderate voters. You just lost an election. What say you to that?
Well, they like to say we lost elections. We're having corrupt, stolen elections, okay? We're having corrupt, stolen elections. President Trump won that election in 2020. He did. There was corruption. I know you don't believe it and you don't want to look at it. And they stole the election from me, and you guys have
But don't you think you really lost the election because you didn't reach out to the McCain voters, the Flake voters? You told the McCain voters to get out of the room.
No, I didn't.
And you campaigned hard MAGA.
That's fake news.
I went to your last event. It was Steve Bannon. It was all these guys. It was hard MAGA. You want to
No, I get that you absolutely understand that did happen, but anything that doesn't go along with my narrative at this current moment is fake news.
To my people, you would have gone to moderate Republicans. Maybe you would have won if you would have done that.
May I have a word? Do you want me to interview you?
That's
because
what I'm
you seem to be
asking
doing all the talking.
No, that's the question.
It was a year before the election when I had a financial nuclear bomb dropped on me by a McCain Republican. She dropped $30 million in attack ads. We were joking around. I said, "Are we have McCain Republicans or America First Republicans in here?" And I brought the establishment together. Let me finish. I brought the establishment together. Unfortunately, a few of them didn't come over, and they rigged the election. I know you don't believe it. You refuse to look at the evidence, okay?
I do look at the evidence.
No,
I was at your campaign rally 3 days before the election. You didn't have McCain's there. You didn't have the Duceys there.
They were welcome there. I actually reached out to Ducey, and I reached out to all of those people. They didn't want to come around. I can't help it, but what I do have are independents and Democrats. How old are you?
I'm 41.
You're 41, and you dress like a 13-year-old.
Oh, Kari, come on. We shouldn't end on that.
So it ends with you dress like a 13-year-old even though you're 40. Nice. Definitely substantiating your claims there very effectively. And what the individual confronting her did a really good job of is highlight what's so ironic about all of this, because Kari Lake claims her election was stolen without evidence. But what caused her to lose her election was claiming elections were stolen without evidence, one of the big reasons that she lost. So she lied about the 2020 election with Trump over and over and over, which branded her correctly as an election denier. And there was absolutely in the 2020 election, 2022 midterms, I should say, a rejection of election deniers. And so she got rejected by the Arizona voters. Unfortunately, not by the largest margin we've ever seen. I wish it was larger, but she lost. And she was within a trend we did see of a rejection of that type of ideology, of those lies and being that radical. And so now she's doing the thing that actually caused her to lose, but of course won't recognize that because she's saying she didn't actually lose. And it is so wild to see. But what's really concerning, and I want to move to this now, is that she's being considered as, and seems to be the favorite, as Trump's VP pick, his running mate if he gets the GOP nomination here from Mediaite. Axios boasted a big scoop Tuesday. Founder Mike Allen's take on ex-President Donald Trump's early thinking about his next running mate, a woman who is not former South Carolina governor and Trump UN ambassador, Nikki Haley. So he's going to pick a woman based on this reporting, but it's not Nikki Haley. So then it leaves some limited options. And then here's an excerpt from this Axios piece as Mediaite is highlighting. Former President Trump is strongly considering picking a female running mate and sees Kari Lake as a model for his vice presidential pick, according to people who discussed the topic with him. why it matters. Trump is already gaming out the general election in November 2024 and knows he has a massive weakness with the white suburban women he would need to beat President Biden. Lake, a former TV anchor who lost her race for Arizona governor in November, meets Trump's most important qualification for a number 2. She has shown she's willing to defend him vociferously, no matter the issue or controversy. So we'll be hearing more from Kari Lake, unfortunately. And just imagine, not that we already can't see this without her in the picture, but especially with her in the picture, the image it sends about the state of America and American democracy to have as one of the major parties' ticket, Donald Trump, who actively, and I know because we exist in American politics, it can become normal, but don't let it become normal. This individual who's now running for and has a shot again at being president, lost an election, didn't just lie about it, attempted with his allies and with the power he had as president to stay president, to do a non-military coup or declare martial law and actually enable the military as well to be involved. Which was something they were thinking about. He didn't actually do that, obviously. But he tried to stay president despite losing the election, and those lies and those efforts led, of course, to January 6th. But this whole event that will be looked at with a disgusted energy by those in the future when we look back at history was a president trying to stay president despite losing the election. Not wishing he could, not even just lying, but actively trying to get an altered slate of electors to cause a constitutional crisis so then he would have to stay president and he wouldn't allow the transfer of power to happen. That would have ended American democracy. We were far too close, and he's going to be the presidential, likely, I think still seems to be the case. He has the best shot at being the Republican nominee. He'll be the presidential candidate, and Kari Lake, who her whole identity is just breaking down and denying the reality of our elections, breaking down the legitimacy of and the reality of our elections. And that could be the GOP ticket. I got so wound up there, you could tell. This is really scary, really, really scary. And this is where we are now. Hopefully, if she is picked, Trump and her will get trounced in the election by whoever the Democratic nominee is. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of what makes this show possible, plus get access to the full video version of the show hours before all the clips are uploaded to YouTube, plus get the full bonus show every single Saturday, you can do so by going to patreon.com/Luke Beasley. That's patreon.com/Luke Beasley. Link in the description.